This is the Fun of Active Directory by Braccia. Who am I? You might be thinking. I'm a second-year cybersecurity student. Born and raised on Long Island. Now we're Floridian. Basically 6 foot. And card jitsu connoisseur. So some of you might be thinking, what is Active Directory? When is this being used? And what am I doing with Active Directory here? So Active Directory is a Windows service, centralized domain management, and it manages users, administrators, and it can enforce the entire company security policies, and it stores data in the network. So how could you picturize what Active Directory is? It's basically a tree. You can think about it as a tree. You got the whole tree is the Active Directory. You got the roots are the domain controllers. Domain controllers are basically the groups of users. Then you have the branches. The branches are individual machines on the network. And then you have sub-branches, basically more machines on the other groups of machines, basically leading to group policy inheritance. And then you get the leaves, which is the people in those groups. So you can think about it as a tree, picturize it. AD is basically broken up into containers. You got forests, which hold many domains, and you have domains, which are many containers. Sounds confusing. It's not, trust me, it's easy. And basically those are connected by trusts, which is the relationship between the forests and the domains. So DNS and DHCP, these are slightly connected with AD. They're not the same, but it basically works hand in hand. So DNS, domain name system, it connects the IP address to the host names. So you don't have to type in the IP address, or you can type in the host name and it'll connect you to the IP address. And then you have DHCP, which configures your IP address automatically. So you don't have to set up all that. Now you have Active Directory and competition. Let's say you have your first competition at UB Lockdown, or you're going to IRSec. You never did Active Directory before, and you're like, oh, hey, I'm going to jump in here and try this, like basically what I did. So what are you basically doing? This right here is Server Manager. Looks crazy, I know. You got ADBS, File and Storage Services. You have all these tools up here. Like, what do they do? So you use this. This is basically your GUI, graphical user interface, of what you're basically looking at. So it's an admin tool. This is where you install and configure. This is where you basically install and configure AD and use all your tools, besides what you download, which we'll go into. So you got users and computers. I'm going to go back one slide. So if you click on the tools up here, this gives you all your options of like what you want to do. You got group policy management. We'll get into that. You got users and computers, and all this other stuff that you might want to look at. So if you click on users and computers, you get this big GUI right here. It shows all the users, the domains, all the groups that they're in. So during the competition, you're going to watch out for specific red team users. They're going to have like pretty sus names. You're going to be like red team or Chase K or something like that. So, and it'll also change your passwords. Change your passwords. What you can basically do is if you want to do it on the GUI instead of on the PowerShell, you can right click on it, press reset password, or disable account if you really want to do that. Then you got group policy order. So if you understand users and domains, you got to understand group policy order. Group policy order basically is how you want to assign your permissions and policies with each group. So you can have, so you got different groups, and let's say you want to assign this group different policies in the group bucket. Based on what policies you apply to each group is what permissions they have. So you can give, oh, this group cannot have access to control panel, or this group does not have access to whatever you want to deny them from, or root privileges. And right here you have, this basically shows, when you click on when you right click under tools and you go to group policy management, this is what basically comes up. You have all whatever groups you made, and you have the policies, whatever you set to that group, that you can always change. This is big in system administration, if you want to understand managing users. Then you have sysinternals. This is probably the gold mine of what you can look at to protect your system. You got process monitor, auto runs, process explorer. I'll go into them in a second. But this basically helps you manage, troubleshoot, and diagnose Windows applications. So during a competition on AD, you can open up all these sysinternals, go through all of them, monitor monitor find whatever malware you want to take off or see what's running on your computer. So the first sysinternals that we have is auto runs. Auto runs basically shows if a process is verified or not. Basically, this one finds pre-installed malware and auto start location. So if you reboot your computer and turn it back on, this is going to show you what turns on automatically when you reboot it. So even if you turn it off, but you have to reboot your computer, it'll come up here. And the next one we have is Process Explorer and Process Monitor. They kind of do similar stuff where it's basically Task Manager, but it's better. It finds malware, or you use it to find the malware. And Process Monitor lets you monitor the files. And if you click on the process, it shows the properties of it, and you can see what user activated it, and all the information to find out where it came from. Because you have to find where the malware came from in order to remove it properly. Then you have sysinternals TCP view. This one shows all the IP addresses and the port numbers of each process that's running. It shows all the detailed listings of all the TCP and UDP endpoint system. Then you have sysinternals sysmon. This is basically used for logging. It's basically the Windows event log, but it shows it a bit more in depth. And any questions before I get into a demo? Okay, I'm going to go into the demo now. So right here, I got this little AD VM, server manager VM I set up. It has AD and DHCP and DNS already configured. So during a competition, during the first few minutes, you're like, what should I do? One of the first things you could do is, based on what we said before, you click on Tools, then you have Users and Computers. So you click on Users and Computers, it shows you the whole entire user list. You scroll through them. There's going to be like, you don't want to remove a user that was already inputted. You want to make sure you know which users you should delete or not. Like down here, you got Garrett Thompson. We obviously don't want Garrett Thompson on this. We obviously don't want Garrett Thompson here. So you can do this, disable account. Garrett Thompson has been disabled. That's simple. Or you see red team right here, right? You don't want to have a red team user. That's obviously bad. So you can do the same type of thing. I also got sysinternals. And actually, I'll actually go into the task manager first. Whatever processes you're running, it's a new VM, so I didn't have that much running, but it shows you whatever is basically running on your system. So you have Firefox, Server Manager, Microsoft Management Controls. Whatever I have running on my computer, you can check it like that. Then you also have Task Scheduler. So sysinternals might be better to look at, but Task Scheduler is basically what comes with AD, and you don't have to download sysinternals for it. And it shows you whatever is scheduled to run on your computer or system. And then I also got, I'll show you what the sysinternals look like. So you have to go on, during the competition, you have to like search up sysinternals, know which ones you want, because you don't want to download all the sysinternals, or else it's going to be a lot to download, because there's a lot of options. So I have TCP view right here. Okay, wait. Okay, so we have TCP view. This shows you whatever host we're running. You could basically skim through this. Might be a good idea to do this before the competition. We also have Process Explorer. It shows you whatever process is running. It has some little colors on it, so it's color coded. And the last sysinternals I have here is auto runs. And it shows you whatever is automatically running when you start it up. Thank you.